How's it going, guys, and welcome back to the Crypto Unveiled YouTube channel. In today's video, we are going to be taking a look at a super popular altcoin which I really do believe has some absolutely insane potential in the very near future. Of course, if you guys are new around here, make sure you do hit that subscribe button as we post regular cryptocurrency content. And as well as that, I also have to say, of course, guys, this is not financial advice, so make sure you go out and do your own research, come to your own conclusion before investing into any coins or tokens that I mention in my videos. With that out of the way, let's get straight into today's video. So if you haven't guessed it already, I'm sure I would have put it in the title or the thumbnail by now, but today's video is going to be all about Flux. If you have been on the channel for a while now, you know that I talked about Flux. I talk about Flux quite a lot because I'm so bullish on Flux, and I really do believe that Flux has some absolute crazy potential to be coming up, especially recently, which I'll show you in a second here. Flux has already been going insane, and I'm sure it's going to go even, the price of Flux is going to go even higher than this, much higher than this. So I'm super hopeful, and I'm really excited for the future of Flux. So let's first take a look at the market cap of Flux. You can see the market cap is currently sitting at 400, just over 400, and well, it's fluctuating between 417 and 414 million dollars in the market cap, and I really do believe that this is super undervalued for Flux. I will get more into why that is as we get more into the video, but let's first take a look at the chart. So over the last day, you can see Flux is currently sitting at $1.21 per Flux, and over the last day, it's actually up 3.28%. But that is very normal in the cryptocurrency world to be seeing fluctuations of up to 5%, up or down 5%, very normal. However, when we switch it to a little bit of a bigger picture over the last 7 days, you will start to realize and start to see how much growth Flux has actually experienced. You switch to over the last 7 days, it's fluctuating between 16 to 18 to 19% over the last 7 days alone. If you switch to the month, this is where it gets absolutely crazy for Flux, guys. In the last month alone, Flux has experienced it's fluctuating between 99 and 104% up, guys. So that is just around double, a 2x gain from just a mere month ago, guys. And especially for a coin to have, a fairly substantial market cap of over $400 million, this is, it shows a lot about Flux in a very positive way. It shows that people are, they are really excited about Flux. They are bullish about Flux. And, as I get into more in the video, I'm sure you will also understand why that is. But if we switch to the yearly chart here, you will see this gives even a better idea, a bit of a better perspective of how well Flux is doing in a very short time period here. If you've been on the channel for a while now, you would know that I talked about Flux all the way when it's down here, down in the red here. I've been speaking about Flux, over the last few months. And, congratulations to whoever picked up Flux down here, at 50 cents. You would be up a tremendous amount of money. And congratulations to people who picked up Flux around the 30-cent mark. You would already be up 400% at the current time here. And it's only been, a good few months since this very low point here. Another big reason why so many people are bullish about Flux, not only from the fact of their technology and their goals behind Flux, as well as their big partners with Flux, is if we look at the actual historical data behind Flux, we will see the massive all-time high that it hit back in the 2021-2022 bull run. And you will now look at the spike that we've just experienced and realize the spike that we've just experienced now, that many people are going crazy about, are saying, Flux is going mental right now, the growth is insane. If you compare this amount of growth compared to the growth that Flux experienced in the 2021-2022 bull run, you will see that it's not even close to the all-time highs. So I really do believe that Flux has still an insane amount of potential to come. And, even if we see in the bull run, it hit the same all-time high of around $3, that is already incredible gains for the investors. But I really do believe that it's going to go much higher and hit a new all-time high for sure. You can see the 24-hour volume is currently sitting at just over $23.7 million with a volume to market cap ratio of 5.62%, which is, that is fairly good. It's not the greatest volume to market cap ratio that I've seen. However, that is definitely not an unhealthy one. So, that is also good to see. You can see the current circulating supply of Flux is currently sitting at just over 343 million Flux in circulation. And another green flag that I love about Flux, another positive thing about Flux, is that a lot of coins compared to the total, the max supply, is already in circulation. So we are not going to experience much dilution at all, which is also, that is very good to see, because a lot of people, when they invest into coins, they a lot of times they like to focus on, you know, how many coins are currently in circulation compared to the total, the max supply, because of course, like I just explained, you know, if the current circulating supply compared to the max supply is very low, then of course, as more coins get into the market, come onto the market, then, you know, you're just going to experience a huge amount of dilution, and basically your coins are going to be worth less because there's going to be more on the market. So that is another huge positive about Flux as well. Let's now actually get into what actually is Flux all about. I'm sure a lot of people who clicked on this video already know, but for all the people who don't know why I'm so bullish and why so many people are bullish on Flux, I'm going to explain it right now. So Flux, to put it very simply, to put it in most basic terms, Flux is all about cloud computing and cloud storage. And so, you know, this is why so many people are bullish on Flux, because of course people see the future being all about cloud computing, and it's only going to get much bigger in the future. And why, once again, why so many people love Flux is because Flux basically is offering the same services as other companies and other, I don't know if there's any other cryptos out there, but is offering the same services as these other companies, but offering it at a fraction of the price. So it's basically a no-brainer for all these, for not even just companies, but people as well to use Flux, because like I've just said, you get the same service for a fraction of the cost. And of course, you guys know in business, cost and, you know, of course, money is everything, or is basically the main driving force in businesses, which is of course completely understandable, because that is why businesses actually exist, to basically make money. That is the bottom line. You can see as well already how well established Flux already is. Over 78 country locations already set up, so majority of the nodes are in Finland, Germany and United States, and you can see they've got over 13,000 total nodes already. You know, incredible amount of storage, and of course over 102,000 cores as well. So, you know, this again just shows already how well set up Flux is already to, you know, take the potential load in the future of, you know, big companies that want to use Flux. They already have a very good network already set up to be able to actually handle the company's loads. So also, it also talks about a few different Flux cloud advantages over other, you know, similar services. So of course, you've got great redundancy, you've got security, you've got low cost, which is of course the main thing about Flux. Let's actually now look into the main point about Flux and why so many people look at Flux and why so many people love Flux is, of course, like we just explained, the cost saving advantages you get with Flux. So you can see here, if we compare to other services that offers the same product or same service, you've got Google Cloud here, $176. You've got AWS, almost $80, and you've got Azure, $116. Compare it to Flux, which is just under $11 for the exact same service, guys, which is absolutely crazy savings for not just people, but these, I really do believe that these big companies are going to start using Flux because of the incredible costs that they are going to be saving while using Flux. Because I mean, like I've just said, why would you not use Flux? It really is a complete no-brainer. It also talks about, it's got a map here of the global cloud network as well here, so you can see already how well set up they are in these main countries. Majority in, you know, you'd say United States, and you've also got a lot in Europe, and then you've also got quite a lot of nodes spread out throughout the world as well, which is also a good positive point as well. It also talks about, I didn't actually see this, about Flux Cloud products. You'd see they've got Flux Drive, they've got Flux Marketplace. But this is another big point which I almost forgot about, but I definitely need to talk about. Another big reason why some people love Flux is because of the partners with Flux already. You know, they've already got huge, massive companies which are working with Flux already. They've got companies like Nvidia, which is, of course, I'm sure you guys know, they make graphics cards. They are an absolutely massive company, guys, and Flux are actually working with them. And I believe that Nvidia have a event coming up on, I believe it's on the 18th of March, all about AI. And people are speculating, and people believe that this is going to pump Flux up even higher after this, or maybe even just before this event, because of the hype. And they've also partnered with an absolutely massive company, huge partner here, WordPress. I'm sure you guys know WordPress. They're all about setting up websites. And you can also, so basically you can use Flux to run your WordFlux on. You can use Flux to run your WordPress site on as well. So, you know, This is also one of the biggest features about Flux is the partners that they already are in partnership with, which is, you don't see that a lot in crypto for cryptocurrency to be working with these huge companies. So it really does show, how great Flux actually is. So let's actually go on to the last part of the video here, which is actually going to be talking about a price prediction for Flux, given different time periods, different time frames, and 3 different categories, which I believe that most people watch this video will at least fit into one of these different categories. So I've got Flux current market cap is currently sitting at $415 million, with Flux's current price currently sitting at $1.22. The first category here I've got is conservative, so I put for conservative people. So when I say conservative, I'm talking about people who, they believe in Flux, but only for short term. They're only in it for sort of short term games, which is of course completely understandable. But yeah, so I put 1 to 3 months holding Flux. I believe if you held Flux for 1 to 3 months, you'll be seeing around gains of around 3x or 300%. Of course, if it did hit the 3x, then you'll be looking at the Flux price sitting at around $3.66, and the market cap looking at $1.245 billion. And I really do believe that this is easily possible within the next few months, especially as, like I've just said, you can look at the chart and look at how much Flux has been, rising in price recently. I really do believe that this chart is just going to keep going up and up and up. And like I said, it actually talks about it here actually. Flux Cloud is a partner of Nvidia, and Nvidia is having an AI conference on March 18th. And I really do believe that more and more people are just going to realize that Flux is such a undervalued and underrated crypto, partnered with huge companies. And I really do believe that this price is just going to keep going up and up and up. The next category here I've got is realistic longer term. So these are people who really do believe in Flux, are still focused on the profit, but they are basically in it for, like it says here, the longer term. So I put 3 to 12 months holding Flux. If you held on to Flux between 3 and 12 months, I believe Flux gains would be looking at around 6x or 600%. Of course, if we did hit this at gains, you'll be looking at a Flux price of around $7.32, with the Flux market cap looking at around $2.49 billion. The final category here, so these are for people who really bullish about Flux, and they are in it for the long term. They're in it for the long gain. And the big gains, of course. So the last category here, I've got ambitious long-term holders. So I put, these are for people who want to hold Flux for 1 to 2 years. So, in the traditional space, in the normal traditional stock space, 1 to 2 years isn't a long time to hold to hold a stock. However, in the crypto space, 1 to 2 years, I believe is actually quite a long time to hold onto a crypto, because the whole crypto market can completely change and new competitors can come out of nowhere. And so for people to hold onto Flux for 1 to 2 years, this really is a long-term play. And if Flux does actually manage to stay on top throughout this next 1 or 2 years, I really do believe that they have a strong chance to stay at the top forever. Of course, this does depend on the team, whether or not they're going to keep updating and adapting it to make it modern. That's basically what it's all about. So I put ambitious long-term holders 1 to 2 years. Flux gains, I believe, will be around 15x from the current price. Of course, if we did hit this 15x gain or 1500% from the current price right now, Flux price will be looking at around $18 per coin, and the Flux market cap will be looking at around a $6.225 billion market cap. And even with this last category here, where I put ambitious long-term holders, in no way do I see this even being that difficult, really. I mean, if we go onto CoinMarketCap rankings and we look around what the $6 billion market cap is, you'll be looking at around the 20th place in the rankings on CoinMarketCap. And do I believe that Flux can be up here? 100%. I believe that Flux is much better than many of these cryptos around this sort of same market cap, around the $6 billion market cap. I believe that Flux is way better than Filecoin. And Ethereum Classic, I believe it can 100% beat that. Things like Litecoin, I believe Uniswap would be difficult to do because so many people use Uniswap. But, I still really do believe that Flux has the technology, and also the fact that it has such great utility for many big companies as well as also people to use, that I believe that Flux could be way up here in the rankings, maybe even higher than this, you know, right up here towards the top, maybe even a top 10 crypto we see eventually with Flux would be absolutely awesome to see, because I really do believe that Flux has the potential to be at the very, very top of the cryptocurrency market. So apart from that, guys, I'd like to thank you very much for watching the video. Let me know what you think about Flux down in the comment section down below. Are you gonna, are you gonna invest into Flux? Are you already invested? If you are already invested, how long are you planning to hold on to Flux for? Just let me know down in the comments. Of course, if you did enjoy the video, make sure you hit that like button, and if you are new around here, make sure you do hit that subscribe button as well. Apart from that, I'll see you guys in the very next video. Peace.